The others are up there.
Yeah. The others already up there.
Oh, good. Well, we met up with the members of the commission just now. And there are certain matters which we are going to bring up and which I think we should bring up on Monday. Well, one, I think the matter is on revision to the High Court from the inquest. You know, there's a revision by the Attorney General to the High Court. So whether this Royal Commission should proceed in the face of the pending revision, I think that is something which we have to very carefully consider, or rather the Commission has to very carefully consider. And two, I think all of us are having problems with the date given. The Commission starts on the 14th, right up until April. They have 3 months within which to complete the inquiry. And I, for one, I'm having the Anwar Ibrahim trial resuming on the 14th itself, right through March. And I think Mr. Gobin and Mr. Imtiaz, I think, are having similar problems with other cases, of course. But these are matters which the Commission wants us to bring up on Monday itself, which we will be at 9 o'clock. I don't think we can go beyond that for the moment. Of course, Gobin, you, Imtiaz, I think you all have to say what you have to. I think that's about it for the moment. I don't think we can go beyond that. Monday we will bring up certain matters, I think, including the ones I have adverted to just now.
So do you think that the AG should drop the application?
I think these are matters which will be sort of adverted to on Monday, including that, of course.
So the main issue raised today was about the date itself?
Sorry?
So the main issue raised today of contention was the date?
Date and also the revision which is pending. I think mainly that is what we brought up. Among other things which I think we will perhaps go further into on Monday. I think it's better that way.
At this point that the RCI should be held off until the revision is completed?
Of course, that is one. I think that has to be it. I think the Commission can't carry on in the face of pending proceedings in a High Court. There will be a conflict between what they are going to sort of make findings of later on and what the High Court judge may have to say.
And this was raised at the meeting?
There could be, we don't know. So these are matters which we'll have to go into.
Could it be the other way around, that the revision in the High Court has to be put on hold for the Commission?
No, you can't have. I think it must be one which must proceed. I think you can't have both concurrently proceeding. It hasn't happened before. There have been Royal Commissions of Inquiry in the past. Sri Anwar Ibrahim, the assault on him by the former IGP, the Vicky Lingam tapes, all these were not problems which the Commission faced in those Commissions of Inquiry.
But why can't they happen at the same time?
They can. I mean, you can't have concurrent sort of remedies, proceeding at the same time. In fact, there should have been a Royal Commission of Inquiry in the first place. We asked for that at the beginning. That's what ought to have been done. Not have an inquest and now decide that there should be a Royal Commission of Inquiry. It should have been given right from the beginning. And the Commission would then have made findings, and that's what it ought to have been. This whole matter has been unnecessarily complicated.
About the April date, are you saying that April is too soon?
No, it's not April.
No, that is...
it starts on the
Feb-
14th. Next week.
Right, but the 25th of April, I think they're supposed to make the recommendations to the king. One, I think, as far as I'm concerned, I've got a Dr. Anwar Ibrahim trial not commencing, it's the resuming right through, middle of April, right through to March. It may even be extended after that in the event the trial is not completed. So there's been, and others too have problems. No, the commission can't. The High Court, I think, is... Yeah, the High Court judge. Yes, High Court judge, I think, is superior to the commission. Yes.
Okay. Sorry. I'll start again. I think what happened today was more an administrative hearing so that parties can actually go before the commissioners to indicate concerns of theirs. One of the issues that we raised, of course, was the list of witnesses. We've asked for a list of witnesses because we want to know who the witnesses or who the proposed witnesses are. We're also concerned about certain witnesses who were brought in by the family and the state government during the inquest, so we want to know what the position is with them. We've been asked to basically come before the commission on Monday itself, the 14th, and to make these applications in open court so that decisions could be made. So at this point of time, I think it was merely a meeting for us to indicate what our concerns are, and also to put everyone on notice as to what it is going to be raised on Monday at the hearing itself. So I think at this point of time we can't go beyond that, and we'll have to raise these issues in court on Monday itself and take it from there. In terms of the dates, as stated Mr. Kapal, these dates were fixed without us being present, and as you all are aware, the courts work these days. Courts are very strict with postponement, so we as lawyers have got cases already lined up for the whole of February and in fact right until March or even April. So that gives us, that puts us in a bit of a spot, because if the RCI is to proceed, RCE is to proceed on Monday onwards, then we are going to have problems making ourselves available for the purposes of the inquiry. But as I said earlier, let us bring these issues up to the notice of the commissioners on Monday itself, and then let's see how it is they decide, and let's try and resolve it.
Today is more or less an informal meeting.
Yes, today is an informal, it was an informal meeting, administrative in nature, and just for us to basically exchange ideas as to matters of concern.
You said that you have some concerns about the witnesses brought by the family. Could you explain?
Yeah, I need to see. I have expressly said that, and I've said this before as well, the family has a concern as to whether or not the Royal Commission of Inquiry is going to be a rehearing of essentially what happened at the inquest. Now, if that is the case, then as you are all aware, during the inquest, the presence of Dr. Pontip, for example, was secured by the state government of Selangor at the request of the family for the deceased. So now we want to know whether or not, as I said earlier, we want to know who the witnesses are, who they propose to call. For now, we need to see that list, and we want to be able to also put forward our suggestion as to who we think should be called for the purposes of assisting the commission. Yes, that was raised today.
Maybe does that mean that the list is not finalized?
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that we've not seen the list. Yeah? So we've asked for a copy of the list, and we hope to get that soon, so that we can make the necessary preparations for the hearing on Monday.
So did they agree to give you the witness list?
Well, I think my understanding of it is that documents such as this, such as the witness list, will be exchanged before the hearing date on Monday. That's my understanding of what transpired today.
Who are the witnesses that you would like to call?
I can give you a whole list of them now, but I'm not going to go into that, because let me see the list of witnesses proposed by the Attorney General's chambers before I make a comment on that.
Do you think the commission should have consulted with you before setting the dates?
Yes, that would have been very helpful, because as I said earlier, having not been consulted in terms of the dates, we are in a bit of a predicament now, because most of us are already caught up in other cases elsewhere. Like for example, Mr. Kapal will be in the Anwar Ibrahim trial, which resumes on Monday until completion. Mr. Malik and I are also engaged elsewhere, and these are matters which are of concern to us, because as I said earlier, I mean, there's no point having a Royal Commission of Inquiry that has to proceed in the absence of everyone because other people are engaged elsewhere. I mean, we want to have a Royal Commission of Inquiry. Let's make sure that let's make sure that it's done properly and not done in haste and without regard to what it is those persons concerned have to say. All right.
But just to clarify something, when will you see the witnesses list?
I have not seen the witnesses list.
When
I'm not sure. As I said earlier, I'm given to understand that they will send us a copy of it. Let's wait and see.
so you put all the concern on Monday.
Yes, we've expressed our concerns today, and we will bring it up formally on Monday at the hearing itself, so that decisions can be made in respect of our concerns. Okay. Any other
Will there
questions?
be any indication of how the investigations will be conducted, whether there will be fresh evidence or...
That's a matter that the Commission will invite views upon on Monday before coming to a decision on Monday itself. Alright? At this point of time, you have to understand that this is an informal hearing, and there are certain things which require the Commission to make official decisions. As a result of which, I think the Commissioners are right that these are matters that ought to properly be dealt with on Monday itself, so that official decisions can actually be made on Monday itself.
Will there be any further meetings?
No, I don't believe so. I mean, it's already what, Wednesday today, and you know, it's only 2 days left.
So this is the last informal meeting.
Well, this is the first for me, but I'm not sure whether it's the last for them.
Was Leland present at the
Yes.